But that there is more to life now. We all know that. And this is about going out and grasping it by the horns. So this is the choice we have to make. This is what this Sagittarius full moon is asking us. Are we ready to make that choice? Are we going to stick with what we know? Or are we going to venture outside? Because all of us are living in cages with the door wide open, and we give ourselves the illusion that we are free. Yet we are so tied up with restrictions. So tied up with restrictions. And a majority of these restrictions, as I've said, come from the thoughts and the ideas of others. Who said that life was meant to be you work 9 till 5 and then go home and eat your tea and go to bed because you have to be up in the morning and da 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 da. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but I'm saying there's no exhilaration with that. It doesn't set your soul on fire. Your soul slumps. There's a thing when you work with glass. When I was an artist, I worked with glass for a bit. And we used to, I don't know why they're showing me this here. We used to do a thing with bottles. Now, I don't know if there's any bottles there. You know, when you get a bottle, say a Jack Daniel's bottle, and it has the writing in the glass and everything like that, and it's a certain shape. So what you would do with that bottle is you would put it in the kiln, put it at a really high temperature, and it would actually turn to liquid. Okay, so it would turn to liquid, this bottle, and it would all be there. When it then started to solidify again, it would always go to a certain, I think it's 6 millimeters, always wants to go to 6 millimeters glass, but it would actually find the form of what it used to be. The letters and everything would rise up with it. It would find the shape of the glass, because glass has a memory, and so does our soul. So if our soul has slumped, okay, and it's like, oh God, that's it, this is what life is now, all we need to do is allow it to use its memory, and straight away it will come back again. You will remember those things that you did. You know, think about when you were, think about when you were 18. God, I'm thinking about my 18th. I got engaged on my 18th, which was, I learned a lot. I learned a lot with that. But, you know, think about this time when you thought life was, you had your full life out in front of you. Think about the excitement. Think about what you used to talk to your friends about, what you were going to do, and, you know, and all of these dreams. And where have them dreams gone? Think about it. What would you want to do? What is standing in your way? And if it is just the thoughts of others, or what will other people think, then, you know, that is not something to keep you stuck by. It's not. None of us are in quicksand here. And the world is changing now. And it's those that go after their dreams will be the ones that will be able to survive in this new world. You know, everything now, it's coming down. It's fear, it's fear, it's fear. But this is the collective healing that's going on. We're being shown our shadow. We're being shown where we let our passions die, where we let the ideas of others get in the way of our idea of what love is. And when I say love, I don't mean it romantic partners. It's not about that. That's a minuscule thing. Love is when you wake up every day and you love your life. You walk along the street and you smile at somebody else and they smile back. That is love. That is what we've got to spread. This world is so full of fear at this moment in time, so full of it. And it's catching. You know, that is the biggest virus of all, fear. And I'd probably be censored again for saying that. You know what? I don't fucking care. At this moment in time, I really, really don't care. So this is the thing, you know, it's like somebody there's just said, I think it's a tower moment for me. I was afraid to jump, so the universe just pushed me off the cliff. Amazing small wildflowers. I'm having exactly the same within my life. Exactly. And I went into fear and I went into panic, and now I'm embracing it and I'm seeing it as adventure and I'm seeing it as exciting. And I want to tell you all now, if you're frightened to jump off that cliff, you've already jumped, okay? You're not standing at the edge looking. You're falling now. That is it. We're falling already. But it's up to us to see where we want to land. So it's not the initial jump that's been done. It's up to us. And when we talk about the Tower card, okay, I'm going to talk about this. And like I say, if any of you want to come on to the tarot course to learn tarot, I would love to have you there. And this will help you within life as well. This isn't just to learn tarot. This is how tarot can actually be the most essential tool you will have within your life. So when we look at the Tower, okay, if we look in fairy tales, people never go, oh yeah, I want to, live happily ever after and live in a tower. Everybody in a tower is enclosed in that. They need rescuing from that tower. So when that tower falls, it might shake our comfort zone. We might not know what's happening, but I'm telling you now, that is freeing you. Just looking at the cards there, what comes after the tower is the Star. This is vulnerable. This is time to replenish. And when you lose everything, this has happened to me time and time again. I lose it. Oh God, but then I gain something more. I gain what means more to me, especially with furniture and stuff like that. You have that old lamp that and Mavis give to you that you really hate, but you put it in the house because you don't want to get rid of it. Get rid of it. It's other people's stuff. And this is what this is saying. There is nobody in the path and in the way of us living the life we want apart from ourselves. Whatever is happening now, if it's tower moments, and I'm sorry, small wildflowers, I'll send you energy to get through that, because I know it is daunting. But I know that on the other side of that, there is something waiting for you. I know that without a doubt. So this is an opportunity for change. You have been waiting and waiting and waiting. And when they say like, oh yeah, well, I'll wait until the time is right. I'll wait until this to be happy. I'll wait until I find the perfect partner. I'll wait until I find the perfect house. No, be happy now. That is a choice. It doesn't matter what is going on around us. I was out with a friend on Saturday and she said to me, if I was in your situation, I would be really stressed. And I was like, I'd done that for a couple of days last week. I got stressed for a couple of days. And now, I've got to go with the flow. The more I try to control things, the harder it is going to be for me. So this is it. Let go of your need to control. Let go of your need to have security behind you. You go out and you find your security then. And you realize that what you think is making you secure is actually what is making you stuck. So this Sagittarius moon is telling us to follow our heart, follow our bliss. Make our life a piece of art. When we are living our life according to somebody else's rules, this is when we end up empty. This is when we become slaves. We look at a lot of these third world countries and we see them as like, oh God, look at the way they're living. They haven't got this and they haven't got that. But you know what? They have joy in their hearts. The less we have, the less worries we have. That is true freedom. Look at your connections. Look at the people in your life. Look at the people that are there to lend a hand, to lend a smile, or whatever. That is what's important. then people will always be there. That is harmony. This lie that we're being sold on what we need in order to be happy and harmonious is bollocks. It's bullshit. It doesn't come from our bank account. That does not dictate how rich your life is. Your life is how powerful you are and how you can find magic in every single day. And as they say, those that don't believe in magic will never find it. And those that know about magic but don't want us to believe in it are trying to stop us from talking about it. They want people stuck in their heads. They want people stuck as prisoners of their minds. You know, we're not free. You know, every single day, even me talking to you now, I'm influencing what you're saying, what you're thinking. And you don't think this happens every single day on TVs and, you know, the frequencies and the things that are said and the NLP and all of that going on. I've been away from TV. I've had a break because I was getting into it. And God, I realized how much it was affecting me. You know, so please, you know, don't think that your mind is free. There is stuff going into it every single day that you have no control over. And it's not good stuff. You know, it's not going to make you content. It's going to cripple you. It's going to make you cower in fear. And there's nothing to be scared of. The only thing to be scared of is not living. So this is time to stop fighting it, you know. Stop fighting it. The more you get in the flow, the more you will know. You will know where to go. Life is about every day finding that child within, finding that innocence. You know, when we are children, we are told from an early age, we are conditioned by adults, don't do that, don't say that. You know, but why? I've been spending time with my friends' children who have autism, and it's so beautiful to watch them and converse with them because nothing is hidden. It's truth right there. It's love in the greatest degree. I spent time on Saturday with one of my friends and her little 2-year-old, and it was so beautiful to just have conversations with this child. You know, so nice. She said the next day, I love Tanya. I love Auntie Tan. She has bracelets, you know, and that's it. I felt it. I felt the love from her. You know, she offered me things. She wanted me to be a part of her life. She wanted me to be there the next day. And that is it. I wasn't having to fulfill a need for her. She seen me, she felt my energy. And sadly, because I've been living away, I haven't seen her that much when she was grown up. But, you know, the love was there. And that is what's important. Children can teach us how to live, and children can teach us how to love. And it's not as parents that we tell our children. It's listening to our children. They are our biggest teachers. But we get in our head and we get in that state of anxiety, and, you know, we see the world as a scary place because that's what we're told it is. No, I was in Ibiza a few weeks ago and hitchhiking. We didn't have a car, and okay, we'll hitchhike. And I was thinking about the other day, I was walking along the street and I was like, what would happen? What would happen? Would I pick up a hitchhiker here? Would I hitchhike here? It's different. But it's different because the energy, it's penetrated. You know, everybody's watching the news. Everybody's, you know, in fear of their fellow man. And I'm not saying go out and be silly and, you know what I mean, reckless. I'm not saying that at all. But I'm saying, is the fear and the things that we're scared of, are they really, really true? Or are they just what we've been told to be afraid of? Because I'm looking here and it's talking a lot about illusion. Illusion. So if you're feeling disillusioned, okay, if you are feeling disillusioned, have a look at where you have been looking or told that things are illusions. But with what you've been told that is illusion, sorry. So yeah, if you're feeling disillusioned, if you're feeling downhearted, okay, have a look and see, where does this really stem from? Is it from the mouths of others? Is it because somebody else has kind of, told you you're not doing something right? Where is it coming from an illusion? Because this is saying here, I'm reading, this is great, this is a time of opening our eyes and seeing what is real, and seeing that if we have this idea and this dream, and it's a collective dream, like Martin Luther King, I have a dream. This is what this Sagittarius moon is. It's the explorer Sagittarius. Like the Marco Polo of the astrology. They will go out and they will find new places. They will find, the new. They're innovators. They're entrepreneurs. They want to seek things out that haven't been found before. This is where the solid foundation will come. Not from pain, not from the pain that we're forced to live in on a daily basis. We've tried that and it doesn't work. Okay? We've tried it. We've tried to go along with the masses. We've done what they told us, We've tried to be good humans in that way, doing what you're told. Is doing what you're told really making you a good human? Or is it making you a lab rat? Because now this is looking, and I'm looking at this, and don't know if any of you have been seeing 1111 or 11, the numbers at the moment. This is talking about this. This is time. This is time. They're saying, I'm sorry, I sound like some sort of cult leader or something here. Thank you, Jamie. This is time for us to realize that it is about truth, and it is about justice, and it is about fairness, okay? Whatever we are holding on to, whether this is monetary, security, whatever, it's not going to mean shit, okay? It's not. Hold on to your dreams. Hold on to that passion within you, and hold on to that quest and thirst for freedom. This is where we are being guided,